for watching our video about academic awards. Academic awards come in all kinds of shapes, sizes, and budgets. These awards can be as simple as lapel pins to large cup awards. For the budget-minded, small trophies with a lamp of learning, spelling bee, or victory figures are available. These small trophies are great for academic, perfect attendance, or spelling bee winners. Sculpture awards come in a variety of topics for those times that music, science, art, or scholar-athlete awards are presented. Plaque or glass awards are options for language, drama, service, chess, or math club recognitions. For end-of-year acknowledgments, often perpetual plaques with an ongoing list that's updated every year for students who have excelled academically on the SAT or ACT test are displayed at a school. Scholarship winners are also recognized on perpetual plaques so that their accomplishments may be seen for years to come. With these recognition programs, it's not uncommon to have sponsors fund the recognition plaques in order to honor excellence and support the school. Please remember that not only do we offer academic awards of all kinds, but we also offer a wide variety of corporate and sports awards, along with custom medals, challenge coins, banner sashes for beauty pageants, plaques, donor recognition gifts and walls, and just about any other item that you need a name or a logo on.
Visit our showroom in Mount Pleasant, and remember, call All-American Awards when you recognize excellence. To call All-American Awards, dial 843-884-7808 or simply visit our website, awardsguide.com.
Hello, I'm presenting the paper Reaping Rich Academic Rewards, Augmentation of the Data Using UQ eSpace. And UQ eSpace is the University of Queensland's eSpace repository. And this is work undertaken by the UQ eSpace team. I'm not actually in that team, but Margaret Gould, the first author of this presentation, is a graduate from the University of Edinburgh. Australia, as you've heard from the other presenters, there's many Australian presenters here at this conference, is vast. We've got only about 24 million people in the country, and University of Queensland is located in Brisbane, up the road from Griffith University. University of Queensland is a research-intensive university. It's the oldest university in Queensland, and it is one of the top universities in Australia, and it's also in the top 100 universities worldwide. We also share a Nobel laureate with University of Edinburgh, who is Peter Doherty. I won't have time to go through all these definitions, but you are all welcome to come back to them when you do have more time. But I'll just point out that the Q Index is UQ's Research Performance Index. It's one of the downstream systems that the UQ eSpace repository data goes to. So just to point out the inputs to UQ eSpace, we've got Web of Science data, Researcher ID that over 1,400 academics have set up, Scopus data, UQ theses, and they all go downstream to many systems, and I'll point out those as I go through my presentation. We have weekly downloads from the Web of Science, and data automatically comes in from Web of Science and will be added to my researcher system and the Q Index, which are quality research indicators for our academics. This is an example of a screen that shows the incoming data from Web of Science, and an academic has a chance to indicate if any of those records need correction by clicking on a fix button. And for those papers that don't get picked up by the Web of Science weekly imports, we've got another weekly search that we do on UQ as an affiliation in the byline, and this is the workflow. You won't be tested on it, but this screen here illustrates when those records come in. Because they're not automatically linked to the author's record, basically the author gets to see them and they can indicate if it's possibly my research or not their research, and from that we also have the ability to just input other types of records. So you can add missing publications, and many of our schools have publication officers who whose role it is to add this sort of data. We also add a lot of the citation data from the Web of Science, and this is used by our academics obviously for their research grant applications, as well as for applications for tenure and promotion. So the UQ eSpace grew in stature around 2010 and 2012 with the Excellence in Research Australia initiative. So basically it really took off as a very important repository for the university, and ERA is really, just as I've mentioned, was a process of assessing research quality. And this is one of our top researchers, Max Liu, who basically, this shows UQ Researcher System. It's available for searching from our UQ website, and you can see it's basically got the UQ eSpace repository data going downstream into this system. I've briefly touched on the Q Index, and this is another downstream system where our data goes to, publications data is sent to, and it's a composite index of research performance for a rolling 6-year period. And this is a screen capture of some of the graphs that you can generate when you're in the Q Index, and basically raw points and calculations are made on the publications data for each of our authors, and it's an individual measure of their performance. And this shows you once again some of the bibliographic data that goes downstream from our repository into our Q Index. So it's used for a lot of strategic planning and direction and of research. You'll see some of the indicators in there are all measures of that particular paper. We also have some fantastic access statistics that anybody can go in and have a look at through our eSpace repository. From here you can see the top 50 papers, the most downloaded, what countries are looking at our research, and so on. We enhance the records in UQ eSpace, and we've got about nearly 60,000 DOIs attached to our records in UQ eSpace. So you can see here an example of one of our lengthy records. And just to mention too, we've got over 8,000 theses in eSpace, and with that, it manages the whole process from initial submission through to final submission. So it's a very comprehensive repository. And if you have any questions, if I can't answer them, I've got an email address there for you, and our staff would really like to hear from you. So thank you for listening. It's been lovely to be in Edinburgh.